guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to do this look. This is my everyday kind of go-to look. It's very simple, very easy, not too much, not too little. So here we go. So I'm going to start off with my primer, and it is Advanced Protection SPF of 30, and it doesn't actually have a brand name on it. I got this from a dermatologist, and she did not give me a brand name. It doesn't have a brand name on it, but it does work really well. It has oil control, which is really good, and the SPF is to prevent damage from the sun on my skin, so that whenever I get older I won't have wrinkles. No matter what, you should always have SPF somewhere in your makeup. It's so good for your skin. It prevents wrinkles, and you can find it in any makeup product, I swear. Then after that, I have my 2-in-1 Physicians Formula Concealer Twins. One side is green, one side is regular. The green I'm going to use to cover up anything red on my face because the green will actually cancel out the red. So I'm going to put that on any red spot on my face. And I'm just going to dab a little dot, just not too much because you don't want your whole face to turn green because that's not cute. Then I'm going to grab just a regular concealer brush, and I'm going to take the concealer that I put on my face, and I'm just going to kind of dab around it, kind of smoothen it out, pull some of it outwards in kind of a circle motion. That way it's not all in just one pile on my face. And then I'm going to take the regular concealer and put that on top of the green concealer spot so that I don't just have green spots on my face. I'm just going to put just about the same amount of regular concealer as I did the green concealer on my face, just to cover it up because I don't want to just put a big stack of makeup on my face. I just want just about the same amount, just so that it's enough. Then I'm going to take a different concealer brush because I don't want to use the other one because I don't want too much green. And I don't want the green to overload the regular because I want more of the skin tone color than the green color on my face. And I'm just going to do the exact same thing that I did with my brush for the regular concealer as I did with the green concealer, so that it all looks the same. And then for underneath my eyes, I'm going to use Maybelline's Age Rewind treatment concealer. I love this stuff. I have dark circles under my eyes, as you can definitely tell the difference once I put this stuff on. This is amazing. I love that you just have to twist it and it just comes out on the sponge thing at the top. It's just really convenient. I actually bring this stuff all the way down to the tip of my nose, and it usually stretches from the corners of my eyes down to the edge of my nose. I do cover that whole space. I don't use highlighter, so I guess this is kind of my highlighter. It works really well. I honestly I love this stuff. It's really great, and it stays on and it works, and it's definitely, whenever I run out of regular concealer, I can also use this, so that's a plus too. For my makeup, I use Neutrogena. I use the Neutrogena Nourishing Longwear Makeup in this shade of Classic Ivory number 10, and I just put it on a sponge and I dab it all over my face. I dab, I don't wipe, because wiping causes streaks, and you do not want to look like a zebra with your stripes, because that is not cute. Leave it up to the zebras. Do not walk around with stripes on your face, because that's definitely not something you want. It's just not cute. I put it on my eyelids because I want my eyelids to be the same color as my face, and because it also acts as kind of an eyeshadow primer. So whether you're doing eyeshadow or not, it's kind of necessary for me. I mean, you don't really have to, but I think it's probably your best option. just because it makes your face look a little bit more natural. And then I dab it all over my forehead because you want your forehead to be the same color as the rest of your face. The worst thing for me is definitely getting it in my hair. So that's one of the many reasons why I like the sponge way more than a brush. I also like the sponge way more than the brush because I don't like streaks, as I said before. Plus, it's so much easier to smoothen it out next to my hairline and my eyebrows. I actually do my bronzer and my blush before I do my translucent powder, just because I like to do it and it looks a little bit more natural. I take my bronzer and I do it underneath my cheekbone, or you can do it from the tip of your ear to the corner of your mouth, and I do it in little circles. Some people like to do it in just one line and they just go back and forth in a line. I personally don't like to do that because it literally looks like exactly what you did. It looks like a line on your face and it doesn't look good in my opinion. And I also bring it all the way back up to my ear so that it's not just stopping in the middle of my face. Yes, excuse my weird faces. I'm sure a lot of people can relate because, you gotta do what you gotta do. And again, I'm doing my spiral motion just because, you kind of want it to be more blended in, look a little bit more natural. And I do go all the way up my ear and all the way to the corner of my mouth, as you can see. Then I'm going to do my blush, and my blush and my bronzer are the same brand. They are Milani, and my blush is in the shade of Tea Rose number 8, and I forgot to do my bronzer, but my bronzer it's really not even bronzer, it's just tan powder, it's just darker powder because I'm that pale. It's just called Tan number 5. And I do my blush right on top of my bronzer, so right on the top of your cheekbones, and just pretty much the same motion. I start off with kind of going straight, and then I do the spiral again, and it helps blend it in more. That way it's not just boom, you've got bronzer, and then boom, you've got blush, because that doesn't look good either. So yeah, and then I use my CoverGirl translucent powder, and I put that all on top. And I like to put the powder on top of my contouring and my blush because it just makes it look like it's more natural and it doesn't look as much of makeup. Like, obviously it's makeup, but it looks a little bit more natural. And I just really like that better. I don't want people to be able to see the makeup on my face as easily. For my eyebrows, I use Maybelline's eyebrow pencil, the Brow Satin, and it is probably one of the best creations ever. It's a lot like the Anastasia Brow Wiz, but it's a lot cheaper. I don't use the sponge side though, because using the sponge side makes you look, no offense to anyone who uses it, but it looks like Sharpie eyebrows, and that doesn't look good. So I just use the pencil side, and I just do one stroke at a time because it looks a lot more natural once you're actually done. So if you just do one stroke at a time with your pencil, it looks a lot better and it looks like hairs. And then I take the bristly side of my eyebrow comb, and I just it softens out the makeup so it looks better. And then I do it the exact same thing on the other side. And again, I just do one stroke at a time. I try to make them as even as possible, but my eyebrows do not cooperate with me whatsoever. So they are very uneven and very hard to work with, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And so again, you take the bristly side of your eyebrow comb and you just kind of soften out the eyebrow pencil. For my eyeshadow, I use the Nudes by Maybelline. And for the base color, I just like to use the regular, just the white sparkle. They don't actually have names of them, uh, but that's what I usually use for my base. Then I use the lighter gold for my actual lid because it lightens up my eyes. I have very blue eyes, and so whenever I use lighter colors, it kind of like it makes them pop, but it's, you know, sparkles are my thing. They just work really good with my eye color. And so I just do the gold on my lid, and then I use a different brush for the next color, and I use this brush because as you apply it, it blends. And I use the darker gold for my crease. I like to do a darker color in my crease just because it makes my eyes pop a little bit more because, like I said, my eyes are very light, so the darker kind of colors that I use, it makes them pop a little bit more. And so, especially against that other gold, it makes it pop. And then I kind of just distribute the eyeshadow that I've already used, and I just bring it up a little bit more to the kind of to the top where my eyebrow meets my eyelid, and it kind of does almost like an ombre, and it's really cute, and I just really like it. And then I take the actual comb side of my eyebrow, eyelash comb, whatever you want to call it, and I do my bottom lashes. I do my bottom lashes before my top lashes. And for my bottom lashes, I use Telescopic from L'Oreal, and you just saw the brush bristle thing that you use for that's actually in the container. And this is the difference between my actual eyelashes and with the mascara on. And then I do the same thing with my top, but I use L'Oreal's Superstar, and it is my favorite thing ever. I love it. It has the primer on one side and it's white, and I sped this up a little bit just because it kind of takes forever. And it just works really, really good. And just putting on the primer, you can see how big of a difference it makes. And then the other side is actual mascara, and the mascara brush is kind of has a little curve, but it's not too much. And it's so good. And it just works really good. Like, it makes your eyelashes, I want to say, at least 3 times longer. I'm just in love with it. And now I'm doing my other side, and you can't see, but trust me, it's gonna look great. I love L'Oreal mascara. They work really well. They definitely make your eyelashes a lot longer than any other mascara I've ever used, and I'm very experimental with my mascaras because I'm an eyebrow kind of person. I just love that kind of stuff. For my lips, I'm going to do a Laura Geller lip liner, and I could not find the side where it showed the color of this liner, but it was super cute. It's like a rose nude, sort of, and I start at the top of my lips, and then I work my way down to the sides, to the side creases, and then after I do the top, I kind of go back over it again just so that it's defined and it looks really good. And then for my bottom lip, I always start in the middle, and then I work my way out just like I do at the top, just because it just looks better and it just makes it so much easier because you can either, like, if you start in the middle, either way on either side, you can either start from the opposite. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you can start from the crease of your mouth or keep going with the middle. For my actual lipstick, I'm using L'Oreal. It is number 800, and it is called Ferris Nude. I start with my top lip and I go to my bottom lip, and this is the final look. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Bye!